Today we have two Ludwig Supraphonic snare drums from 1968. But one of these snare drums is not like the other. This one has 10 lugs, and this one has 8 lugs. It's not at all common to find a Supraphonic with 8 lugs. They're out there, but that was never a common thing that Ludwig would put out. After all, if we think about this snare drum in its basic form, it's a Ludwig acrylite with a different outside finish. The drums are constructed out of the same exact materials, with the same kind of hoops and the same kind of lugs, while I'm playing the same exact groove, while wearing the same joggers and black t-shirt. Just about the only things that are different on these drums are the snare throws and the internal mufflers, which really won't impact the sound at all. Since these two drums that we have in our possession now are so similar, we're going to hear how much of a difference 2 lugs make on the snare drum. So to help get both of these snare drums to sound as close as possible to each other, I used the same kind of heads and the same kind of snare wires, which are Remo coated ambassadors on the tops, Remo ambassador snare sides on the bottom, and Pure Sound Custom Pro 20 strand steel wires for both drums. I tuned them as close to each other as possible. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel for weekly drum and percussion related content. With all that said, let's hear them. These snare drums are kind of like comparing vanilla bean ice cream versus French vanilla ice cream. They're almost the same thing, but very slight difference between the two. But on with the actual snare drums now. What I could hear between the two, the 8 lug Supra had more overtones in the sound and was a slight bit louder than the 10 lug. The 10 lug can get up in the higher tuning ranges really easy. Once I got to the highest tuning range for both of these drums, it was harder for me to match the pitch between the 8 and the 10, mainly because those 2 lugs really help with cranking down the head to get it to that same pitch. But at the end of the day, both of these Ludwig drums have that great characteristic sound that every collector and every player should have in their collection. For me personally, I would choose the the 8 lug model over the 10 lug, just because I like my snare drums with a little bit of characteristic in the overtone sound, which the 8 lug definitely has. Even the 10 lug has a little bit of that high-end sparkle. I've always thought of it as personal preference. Whichever one you have your hands on, go for it, because you can't go wrong with either one. Which one of these was your favorite snare drum? What did you hear in the sound comparison? What gear would you like to see next? Leave it all down in the comments section. Also, if you want to hear the standalone sound demo, I could put that together. Leave me a comment if you want to see and hear that. Like always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more drum related and percussion related content. Thanks for watching.